Hello everyone, I am Aidan Morales, the developer behind the Forest Management and Analysis platform. Today we'll be going over the overview, general background of ForMaple, and its installation. So let's get started here. So firstly, ForMaple was made possible because of the Northern Hardwood Resilience Project with our partners from the USDA Forest Service, Michigan State University, and the Quebec Ministry of Natural Resources and Forests. So if you want to learn more about the project, you can scan this QR code here in the bottom right of the screen. So just very briefly to touch on ForMaple, we designed this as a tool for forest managers first and foremost. We needed something that allowed you to quickly analyze and visualize your forest data from any different data source. It needs to be open source. People can see the code, they can modify it, they can make suggestions as they need to, and it's easy to use for anyone of any technical background. And so again, we've designed this to be fast and compatible with different data sets and formats, anything from your CSV to Parquet to any sort of spatial format. It needs to be intuitive. So we have a Shiny app for a wider audience. No programming knowledge needed, no technical knowledge needed. All you have to do is be able to run a Windows executable, and you should be good to go. And if there's people that prefer to do this more technically, we also have our R package, which is what powers the Shiny app. And that's what everything is under the hood. But for the non-technical audience, basically all you need to know is the point-and-click interface to analyze your forest data. All right. So the overview for this series of tutorials is first we're going to go over the installation, which we're doing here. We'll go over importing our data in detail, how to use ForMaple in detail, then an example workflow using FIA data in the lake states. Okay, so let's start off with the installation of ForMaple. So in the email you received, you should have a link, a Google Drive link to a Windows executable. So let me zoom out of my presentation here. There we go. So in the File Explorer, I have my data on my desktop in a folder called ForMaple Demo. You can have your data wherever you want. The main thing is that you have this executable file here. So you should have received this ForMaple -setup-x64.exe. So if you're on a Windows system, you can go ahead and run this. If you're on a Mac or a Linux system, please let me know. I will get you the R binary files. Just because we can't run a Windows program on those systems, we'll have to install it via R. But I'm assuming if you're using those systems, you'd probably be more familiar with R as a workflow. But just let me know. We can get that all set up for you. But for our Windows users, all we have to do is double-click the setup. It will prompt you for user account control. Please accept this because I don't pay Microsoft to be an official developer. It'll have a little warning saying, "Do you trust this? This is safe. The code is open source. There's nothing fishy in here. This is just an R package." Just because we bundled it as a Windows executable, that it may prompt you for those extra security features. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is tell where ForMaple should be installed. It's going to install by default on your C drive, which is most of where your programs are installed. If you want to change that, you can. I'm going to accept the defaults, so I'm going to click Next. Prompt you to create a desktop shortcut, which is cool. I'm going to do that, and then we can press Install. What this is going to do is it's going to download R and all the necessary packages, and it's going to make a local copy on your system, allowing you to use ForMaple really quickly and easily. So we can see it's downloading R here. It's going to pull in all the packages that it needs. It's going to unpack them, and when it's done, we should be good to go. It might take a second depending on your internet connection, but I believe the total file size to everything is around 50 megabytes, so it's a really small installation, and it should install quite quickly. Okay, so we can see ForMaple has successfully installed. So we can click Finish. And if we go here to the desktop, I have a little desktop application called ForMaple here, which is really cool. So I can simply double click this to launch the application. It's going to launch a virtual R session, and in your browser, let's open up in the other window, excuse me, it will load for Maple. That's pretty much all there is. If you're on Windows, you should be good to go now. Again, if you're on Mac or Linux, please let me know if I can help you through the installation. But with that, we'll end this tutorial, and we'll pick up on loading your data in the next one.